All right, thank you guys. We are talking about practical, fun, and innovative here. The point is having some fun when you do work. Think of how many hours you spend in your workplace. How many hours do you spend at those emails at home after you left the workplace? You spend a large chunk of your time at work. My thought is here is you actually can introduce a little fun or creative or innovative approaches to your techniques that we do every day. The point on here is if you're tried and true work, use them. It's when do you try something and it doesn't work? Did you get the results you wanted? So we're going to jump right in and talk about what a technique is. I actually looked up in the PMBOK version 6 this wonderful, easy to read definition. A defined systematic procedure employed by a human resource to perform an activity to produce a product or result or deliver a service, and that may employ one or more tools. Did you guys all know that was a technique? I didn't know I was a human resource, by the way, this human resource. So I looked up, in fact, in the Babok version 3, tried to see if there was something better in there. We got method business analysts used to perform business analysis tasks. Equally describing. Okay, I'm sitting here confused. How do I do techniques? So I went back to basics here. We're talking about activity to produce a result. That's all a technique is, that's what I'm talking here today. Something that you are doing to get a result. But we're BAs and project managers and definitely change agents. So our goal, though, is whenever you're doing should produce a result. I should get a positive outcome out of that. All right, so let's first talk real quick, why creative approaches? I love this definition from Einstein because it happens. Insanity is doing the exact same thing over again and expecting the same result. I.e., you tried something, it didn't work, so what do? You try again. How many of you guys email to your group and say, please respond by 5 p.m. today with your feedback on the following document? And 5 p.m. comes around, and how many emails did you get? 0, right? So you email it again the next day, says, with an important sign, please respond to this and give me feedback. And you still get no responses, because I got 1,000 emails. I'm not going to get to that email. I'm not going to read 17 pages of business requirements, let alone respond to you with all my comments. Insanity is, again, doing the same thing, and you're not getting the results. So this is why I've come up with some creative and practical kind of approaches. Have some fun with your techniques. But then innovative here. If you do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always got. In most of our organizations today, what we did business yesterday will not work tomorrow. We cannot do what we've always done. We are going to go out of business. We're going to lose our market share. We're going to lose our clientele. Why? Because I'm not the only thing changing. My customers are changing. My environment's changing. The industry's changing. So if I keep doing what worked yesterday, it doesn't guarantee it's going to work tomorrow. So when we need to be innovative here, it's the idea on taking a different approach. You're trying something because you're going to move to a new area. Business analysts help deliver change. Project managers, that's a change, doing projects. So what we're talking here is some innovative approach means I got to change my mindset even. So come on in, that's the room. Let's talk about requirements first. We want to get on the same page. This is from the Babok here, usable representation of a need, from Babok version 3. I actually really like this definition of requirements. Usable representation of a need. My PMs, if you haven't seen this, look at this definition. Usable, that means I am not the only one who needs the right requirements. I do not write requirements to live. I write requirements to help changes. I help them get along. The representation means other people need to be able to see what I'm seeing. And it's a need, that means, again, value. Not what you want. You want the shiny Corvette, red with supercharger. You actually need a bike. Okay, we're talking requirements here. What do you require to do the task? When you do this, we talk about what value can be delivered. All right, I told you, creative, practical, fun approaches. So you all have these wonderful orange bags there with a nice notebook. I need you to get a piece of paper out and a pen, a blank sheet of paper for me. Just get a blank sheet of paper or even the side spot on your notebook. And in the next 60 seconds, I need you to draw a pig. Please draw a pig. The little oinky thing with the little oink oink, you know, farm animal, pig, P-I-G. Draw your best pig in 60 seconds. Get me on a scratch paper. Draw your best pig. And I'm talking the farm animal. Please do not draw your neighbor. I need the best pig you can come up with. Only about 45 more seconds. So draw your pig on your paper. Plenty more seconds. Take a look at your pig. You got your pig. That's appropriate. Oh, I hear the smirks over there. We're having fun with these pigs, huh? Okay, I see some smiles. So, if your pig is toward the top of your paper, you are my positive and optimistic people. If you're at the middle, you're my realist. And if you're at the very bottom, are you a little pessimistic, per se? I guess a few smiles. Okay, if you're facing left, you have a tendency to be friendly and very traditional in your ways. Is your pig facing the right? Those might be prone to forgetting dates. You're very creative. So if you got a pig facing front, let me see if you smile. Oh, you're my direct and devil's advocates in the room. I see if you smile. Yeah, maybe. Okay. If you've got lots of details, do you have legs, a face, tail? You are my analyst. You like your details. Few details. We have like just the basics. You guys are my creative, my strategic thinkers. You're a little bit more bigger picture. Anyone have less than 4 legs showing? If you have less than 4, you might be doing change. You might be a little uncertain, kind of looking what's out there. My 4-legged friends, you guys are my very sturdy, trusted, very grounded individuals. You like it solid. You don't want change. You're very good. The bigger your ears, the better listeners you guys are. We like the ears. If we don't have any ears, we might have some discussion. And there's a note, the longer the tail, the more intelligent you are. Uh-oh, we forgot the tail entirely, huh? Okay, now quickly take a little peek at your neighbors. I know you guys kind of peeked already just to see what they did. Everyone's laughing. I love this. Did anyone draw the same pig? No. Close? We got a little close back there. What I do with this exercise here is that we got an activity to get everyone on the same page. I asked you all the exact same requirement. Draw a pig, other than I wanted it to be the farm animal. I gave you all the exact same thought. This requirement, a usable representation of a need. When you do approaches, everyone in that room has a different perspective of what's going on. Even if you try to clarify it, my own beliefs, my own experiences, anyone who's seen a pig in person might have drawn a different pig than someone who's never seen a pig in person, okay? A real-life pig, a cartoon pig, different perspectives. We bring this to the table when we do all of our work. So do you get everybody on the same sheet of music when you walk into a room? I do this with, try drawing a dinosaur. Guess how many dinosaurs you get? Everyone goes, I can't draw. We stop analyzing and we just do it and we share, here's where I'm coming from. Do you have the same picture when you start a problem-solving session? When you start an elicitation session? When you kick off a project? Does everyone have the same goal in mind? And if they can't picture it, you might actually have to draw it. Now the pigs, if I told you to draw a pig with legs and face to the right, we might have similar pigs. I have to get you on the same page. I walk in, I'm all excited, let's draw pigs. And I get 50 different versions of pigs. This is a challenge that we have as project managers and BAs, yet this is where your creativity gets to come into play. Any questions on that? Save your pigs. They're really fun to do with a group. I have this. If you want the fun details to go along with it, team building, shoot me an email. I'll make sure you get the words to go along with it. Great team building. But leave your pigs up in the room. We did this in my project office. We put all the pigs on the wall for the entire year because then everybody knew we all had a different perspective. We all were coming at it from a different angle. And it's not a bad thing. It's a very good thing. But keep that picture in mind. So we're going to talk next one. So brainstorming. How many know what brainstorming is? Do we know? We heard of it. How many people do brainstorming activities? Maybe we get some. Okay, now real quick, brainstorming. I'm a big fan about this because I want you to do it right. Purpose on brainstorming is not analysis. We do not get into analysis paralysis. You ever seen the brainstorming session? You give them the Post-its and you tell them go walk on the wall and put your thoughts? And everyone stands there for 10 minutes because they can't think of anything. Okay? When you do brainstormings, you want mass quantity. I love this technique. We use it a lot. I need feedback. I need ideas. Let's talk problem solving. What we're on here, though, is equal participation when you're brainstorming. I'm not caring where your position comes from because I want a diverse group to give me lots of ideas. If I'm going for mass quantity, I'm not going to steer you into a direction not so too much. I want to remove the analysis. No stand there. When you do brainstorming, though, you want to do it very quickly, very short, very concise, and you want to drive the action. So again, I do brainstorming. I walk into the room and I say, let's brainstorm, right? Everyone gets a Post-it, a Sharpie. You go up to the wall. Let's start making ideas. After 10 minutes, I have 2 ideas on the wall. And I'm looking at my watch going, this is going to be a long day. This is problem number 1. So how do I get you guys generated and focused? Well, there happens to be something that works really well. I walk into a meeting room with some of these. I see a few smiles that some people go red Solo cups. Those are used for after hours times. Apparently something goes in these very frequently. College kids love to use these. You play games. You drink apparently lots of libations out of them, normally of the alcoholic type. You walk into a meeting room with 2 devices that normally have alcohol in them. They kind of look at you a little funny. What are we going to do in this meeting, Jamie? Well, we're going to have some fun. BAs, or if you're a project manager, you can be a BA for a few minutes. What we're going to do, we're going to think of all the ways BAs add value. What is something you do? So what we're going to do, we're going to have a race. This is Team A. This is Team B. You're going to pass the cup down the row, back to the next row, back to the next row. So it's got to go person to person, keep going all the way down to each person. And it has to get all the way to the back of the room, okay? We are going to brainstorm. If you have the cup, say an idea of how a BA adds value. I'm a BA, I add value by eliciting requirements. I'm a BA, I analyze requirements. When I have the cup, I say an idea and I pass it to my friend next to me. If you're not friends, you guys are friends really soon, okay? Say an idea, pass it. 1 idea per cup. Do not hog the cup and say 15 ideas. There's 15 people behind you who have good ideas too. 1 idea, pass the cup. You cannot pass the cup until you say something. Must say something. Something is not an answer, by the way. Cannot say something. Okay? But you say an idea. As a BA, I help with this, or I add value here, or I research problems, I problem solve, I help facilitate. Say an idea of how a BA adds value. So I'm going to put a cup on each side here. You get the starting one. So again, say an idea, pass it to your neighbor. When it gets to the end of the row, pass it back. I want to see which way gets back there fastest. So it has to go all the way up and down. Say an idea, pass it, and I need it done in 90 seconds, all the way to the back. So your marks, get set, go. You have 17 seconds. Oh, we got analysts. They got more people. Faster, come on. Oh, side A can do it. A few more ideas.
There's more people on this side.
Oh, my analyst in the room. I love this. All right, Team B wins. Woo! Yay. Side B. Okay. they're all winners in this room now, okay? But once you guys started getting going, I know like there was a little head start over here, other than starting to look at the room and go, hey, there's more people. My analysts all started showing up in the room. But what I was doing there is I got you off of what a BA is and worried about thinking about it because you had a red cup in your hand. Hurry up, pass the cup. I watched back here. They were already saying it as the cup was coming to them, ready to go. You know, they had it ready to go, the idea. They weren't over-processing. BA is I get an object where your focus is now on the object, the task at hand at getting it back there, then worried about your brainstorming. I shift your focus when I'm looking for ideas. Now I'm talking just pure idea generation. After we did this exercise, then we could do the analysis. Then we could start thinking, you guys don't build rocket ships. You know, maybe let's turn that into a metaphor. Let's refine that. Then we can do the analysis piece. But when you're talking brainstorming here, sometimes you need a way to get people out of the analysis side of it. There's a time and a place for that, but it's just being aware of where you're going with that analysis. Again, if I want brainstorming, definition of brainstorming is mass quantity. It is not analysis. That's what you do after you get the ideas. If I have no good ideas, I can't analyze them. Okay? If you have one idea, guess what? That's your solution. You're kind of stuck with it. Let's get a few more. I use red cups just because definitely in the States, they like to party with red cups. And so you walk into a room with red cups, everyone kind of smiles at you a little bit. I break up the tension. Let's get focused at the topic at hand. And then I drive you with speed. Speed is an excellent thing on brainstorming activities. I actually like to use speed on any activity I'm doing because it stops the analysis paralysis. Hurry up. You saw Coop this morning when he's passing the balls. He was not like, okay, guys, when you're there, when you're ready, the whole audience can wait for you to pass 4 balls, right? He was like, chop, chop. Let's move it. Come on, keep it going. Because I want the answer. I don't want the work in between necessarily. It has to happen to get there, but I need the answer. I need the red cup in the back faster than I need you worry about how you're passing it. Oh, are you next? Oh, take your time, careful. Just pass it. Just get it down there on here. So that you can do this with any object other than me. I love my red cups. So I bring those to a session. Any questions on this? This can be interactive. You know, if you have a question, you're welcome to speak up. I will do some more here. So prioritization. How many of you guys have to prioritize things with people? I see the nods. How many of you guys are really successful at it? Everyone's like, yeah, okay. The prioritization. You're talking about relative importance. This is definition actually from the Babcock here on relative importance. So again, think about what importance means. Just like your pig, everyone has a different view on importance. What's important to the marketing director is not necessarily what's important to the IT director. I apologize to my marketing people in the room. I love picking on you guys. You guys are great. You're my creative thinkers. So my IT guy is very logical. They want to get things done. But when you do any prioritization, your first is your criteria. What are you prioritizing against? Did you define something? Is it the value, risk, difficulty? It could even be risk aversion. You know, am I comfortable with this? You want to talk through about how you're going to prioritize. And then there's multiple ways to do this. This is right out of the Babcock, you know, these techniques. We group them, we rank them 1 through 10. We do the time boxing, all my agile people, you know, how much work can you get done in a sprint? And then we do the next one on here. And definitely negotiation. I love that. We do a lot of negotiation. The old ways we used to negotiate, well, I'll give you $5 for that t-shirt. And you're like, $10. And we have a negotiation, right? We're putting some value on an object, bartering, the old systems of bartering. We put value on it, on there. Same topic is what is it relatively worth to you? So I have fun. I actually did poker chips. We took all the Post-its out there and we did poker chips. And it cracked me up at this. Someone goes, how did you use poker chips? Well, it was really fun because we took all the brainstorming ideas and everyone got 10 poker chips. And I had senior executives in the room and the IT app developers. I mean, I had the full spectrum. We had the business owner and everyone in the room, and we were trying to prioritize requirements. Which order do we want to start? Everyone got 10 poker chips, and you voted. You placed your bets. Again, I walk in a room with a stack full of poker chips all set up, ready to go. They were ready for the craps table. I mean, they were like, let's go. Business meeting got fun. All I did was shift them to go from what I want to here's 10 chips. Where would you place it on? The example here is, here's the IT guy. He wanted that. All 10 were going on that one thing. If infrastructure wasn't in place, we are not moving forward. He got to have the same vote as everyone else in that room. Everyone got 10 poker chips. None were worth more than the other. The executive, the product owner, she did not have a bigger say than the IT guy. They all got to vote as they wanted. Some people put 1, 2. We started seeing what happened with their poker chips. What I was doing now is not so much on what I want and how my vote holds. I made everyone equal say, equal team. We started buying in on this. What we did actually is in all those Post-its that didn't have a poker chip on them, we stuck on a parking lot. We didn't say they were bad ideas. There was no judgment. That's the piece that we got to watch here. BAs, PM, you're not decision makers, right? We don't get to make decisions. All the responsibility, no allowed to own anything. But then we also can't pass judgment. We don't judge an idea bad or good. It just is. We do the analysis to decide if it's valuable. So all the ones with no poker chips go onto a side parking lot. All the ones with poker chips, then we had a conversation. Then we could see where the weight was. And we had a very open and honest conversation. It was really good. So when you do this voting, I said I picked poker chips. Do it with a bag of chocolate. It's really fun. Everyone gets 3 pieces. If you eat one of your pieces, you don't get the vote for that one, okay? So you only get 3 pieces, kind of fun. Make sure it's, don't bring in the stale Halloween candy, though that can be kind of interesting. See who eats which one at the end. But pick an item because, again, I'm shifting your focus from thinking about where my power sits and what I want and how I'm going to voice my opinion. Now I have you voting in what are you willing to spend for your ideas. I'm getting you to shift your thoughts. Everyone gets the same voting items when you do this. Lay out all the options. So that's what I did. When they walked in the room, all the Post-its were already on the table. I set this up. I had a plan ahead. My PMs plan. I like that planning. I set it up so when they walked in, they got a stack of 10 and they just started. There was no order to them. Everyone votes. No one's allowed not to vote. I'll give my chips to him. No, you've got to place your own chips. I watch that. They like to buy, they go, could we buy more chips? No. Yeah, everyone gets the same amount. On there, everyone votes. Put the other ones on the parking lot. And then consider the ones that have votes. That's where you're willing to spend your time. That's where you go through with the prioritization. Seem okay on that? Not too crazy complicated, but we're just shifting our mindset a little bit. We're trying to get them a little more open. Right. So again, ask questions. Oh, question?
Like say when you have a meeting room and you have like representatives from different departments, do you kind of make sure at least the same balance? Like, IT guy has like 3 votes and, marketing has just 1 guy. Like, do you kind of ensure that at least department-wise they are?
You absolutely could. The question was if you have multiple people from different departments in the room. IT sends 1 guy, marketing comes with 4 people. Do we have 4 marketing people voting then to 1 IT guy? I would watch what I'm trying to get out of it. So again, my goal of this session, if I want equal participation, I'll probably limit it to the departments. You 4 marketing people get 10 chips together. You can vote how you want. The other part too is I might ask my project manager, especially this was on a project, do you really want 4 marketing people there at one of your meetings? I might see there's some value. So if you struggle with an element of your meetings, see if the value is there. Why are all 4 marketing people there too? I might question, do they all need to be there? Prioritization meeting, I may limit it actually to the attendees. I need 1 person from each group to come and represent while we do the prioritization. You're welcome to bring someone else for a discussion, but only 1 will actually be a voting member. So your rules up front can also help on that. The other part, if we're with the brainstorming piece, more the merrier, I might just go include it and bug the IT. Hey, I only see 1 guy responded. You want to bring anybody else with you? Somebody else want to attend? I might kind of push for maybe more attendance. So I definitely would. Good question. Yes?
Well, I'm just wondering about that question because I'm thinking, do I care what IT's priorities are?
Good question. I love that. Do I even care what IT's priorities are? So again, I would ask, what value is it for them to this project? If I see that they're adding some significant value, yes, I care about their priorities. If I cannot do things without them. Good question. That's what I use on this piece here, because then I have at least a limited was a nice way to approach it. Are the IT's priorities business priorities? And again, that's where you can have the discussion on dependencies. We actually then ranked ordered all those poker chip ones. The IT guy had the most chips on his one, was not number 1. We discussed it then where we would actually put 1 through 10 on our priorities.
Because I think if IT also gets 10 chips, your marketing people are just going to shut down. So whatever you think is right.
It could be, it became a discussion, so what do you, from your perspective, think is a priority? And it did, we led it into a discussion. It was a funneling tool that I could get to a prioritization. So definitely repeated lines. Yes?
If what IT is doing causes the system to work or not work, then that becomes a business priority.
He said if what the IT is doing causes the system to work or not work, then that becomes a business priority. I would agree it's just watching the dependencies, asking if we don't do A, will that hurt B? You know, and then you might go through some of your other prioritization tools to go through it. Again, I had all these people from different levels. The IT guy wouldn't say anything in my meeting because the executives were there. He just smiled and nodded, said, okay. They're freaking out. How am I going to build that? You know, I can't build that. You know, they wanted an app tomorrow on all devices, ready to go. And he's going, oh my goodness. And so he just sat there and smiled. Remember, cultural things also come into play in Hawaii. We are taught to sit and smile and nod. How's my presentation? They leave the room. Oh my God, I don't know what she was saying. They go talk to all the neighbors. Jamie, nice job on the presentation. You know, because we smile and nod. We're very polite. We like to be nice to everybody. Oh, I didn't understand a word you said. So how do I pull that out? So understanding your cultural pieces. Hawaiians, Las Vegas is the 9th island, if you don't know that already. So therefore, poker chips brought into that atmosphere, very well received. Don't bring in a meat dish at the last day of Lent. It may not be well received for voting, okay? So be respectful of your cultures there, absolutely. But thank you guys for the feedback. Please keep the questions and thoughts coming. The prioritization, this is another technique that we have fun. We have them all on the wall. You ever do this? They're all on the wall, everyone go up and vote for one. Well, what we do, we all stand back and we watch for the manager. He goes over there and he picks this one. Then all the rest of us who didn't vote first, we kind of stick it on that one. Oh, I guess that's okay, and I walk back to my seat. But again, if the IT says, no, the system ain't gonna work if we don't do this, I want him to stick his prioritization sticker. So everyone gets 3 stickers. I love this voting tool. Don't give people 1. When you say, I want your top priority, give them 3. 3 on here is what we're gonna work with it. You all look at the ideas before you mark them. Don't tell them, oh, they're on the wall, go pick them. Stand back and look. No touch first. Just look. Give them the one and ask them which one's most feasible. What you do is you go, hold it, on your marks, get set, vote! And you yell at them really fast. Go vote, 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 vote. And they all do it at the same time. What you do, if you can get them to all stick their sticker on the same time, we don't watch. You remove the biasness. But we all got to stand there and look at the wall. Okay, got it in your hand, get your sticker ready, start building momentum, and then say, vote. And they put it on. So you did feasible. Next one then, think about innovative. What's the most innovative out there? And you're looking, build a rocket ship to the moon. Okay, I like that one, that's pretty innovative. We're not analyzing this point, we're still just trying to get them to vote, but innovative if they like the different option. Remember, our business is changing. I need something different. I might need a little more innovation in there. And we may not think of something as innovative, but the whole group does. When you do it, everyone get your idea ready, hold your sticker, 3, 2, 1, vote. And they all do it at the same time. It's funny because often they start like getting their hands stuck together because they had the same idea. And then you do it one more time, and ask what's the best. Don't give them parameters on what best is. All my BAs in the room, I see you going, well, define best. Is that best option, best price, best solution? Just say best. And they all vote at the same time. What you might be interested in seeing is where the dots cluster. You're going to have a couple that stand out. I actually have to thank someone. They told me about how in Brazil, how the beauty pageants vote. The judges, those gorgeous beauty pageants, they get 5 votes when they vote for a beauty pageant. Because one is my first vote is probably my personal choice. It's what Jamie likes, not what IT likes. Even if I represent IT, it's what I like, me as a person. My second vote is that's my cousin's friend's daughter's nephew, niece's sister. So I'm going to vote for her, absolutely. I like my boss's idea, I'll vote for his next, right? Third one, and your fourth and fifth, are probably your top 3 people who most deserve the beauty pageant's winnings. I've eliminated the bias with your first 2 votes. 3, 4, and 5 become out who you actually deserve as first, second, and third. Because when they add up all the 5 votes from all the judges, 1 and 2s fall off because those are your individuals. 3, 2, 1 all start popping up as those are the most popular. So when you vote, I don't like 1 option. I like 3 options here because then I start seeing which solution has the most value. I found a way. You can change. I put feasible, innovative, and best just because this is often what happens. My IT guys like feasible. My marketing people like innovative. Best is my business people. They want the most value. You can change their criteria, though. Get them thinking in a way that you can pull out that prioritization. Question? Make sense? Okay. The biggest thing, though, if you can get them to vote at the same time, I removed the bias. I stopped watching what other people do, group think. It can be good. Often in these prioritization, I don't want everyone to vote for what the boss wants. I want to hear what truly comes out as your value. Any questions? Okay, you guys are still with me. All right, so interviews. How many guys people do interviews? Hi, I'm JB the BA. I'm here to get your requirements. Tell me all your requirements, and I'm gonna write them down, right? So talking to interviewees, asking questions. Look at this, documenting responses, systematic approach. Okay, that means even if you do ad hoc conversations, it still has a systematic approach. What's your goal? Who are you talking to? I have a goal when I leave this room. If I meet someone, I say, hi, my name is Jamie. I've at least quickly thought through, I want to introduce myself. I don't know this person. Maybe I can learn from them. Maybe they want to attend my session. I have some goals right when I say hello. I'm thinking about it before I start. There's a structure, there's a flow, there's a follow-up. Again, introduce myself, I'm gonna follow up later, and say, oh, it was great meeting you earlier, thank you. Even that very little one is still structured. But your questions can then be structured or unstructured. Coops, great example, improv, you gotta go with the flow. If I ask you a question, you give me a response over here, I gotta go over here. I gotta keep that conversation going. So there's some things on here we use. But what do we do when we go to interviews? We get in there and we ask people, well, what does this do? And we sit there and we wait for them to give us a response, right? And we're like, you ever tell them, no, that's not what I wanted, right? No, you didn't give me the answer. Well, if I knew the answer, why did I ask you in the first place? Unless I'm truly trying to validate, then I shouldn't be asking you what is the answer. I should know the answer, right? If I knew the answer, why am I asking you? So why do we ask people and we get mad at them because that's the wrong answer? That's not what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say this, right? Because what you need to do with interviews is how well you listen and are you asking the right questions. Interviewing is not about the right information. You verify and you validate. That's what BAs do. Verify, validate the information later. If I want to purely interview, I'm going to come up and say, I'm Jamie. I want to know all about what you do. I might structure it. I need some concrete answers. But just because you insist the system produces chocolate-covered bananas, and we are an IT health system, I've got to go double check with someone else. We don't produce chocolate-covered bananas. I didn't know that was in our business model, but I'll go find out and I'll verify and validate. But I'm not going to sit there and tell you you're wrong because I need your buy-in. I need you to work with me. So why would you, if you need someone's help, you say you're wrong? Doesn't exactly make them my friend. People don't like to hear they're wrong. They like to hear I'm right, I'm awesome, I'm fabulous. You guys tell yourself that all the time, right? You got to tell your neighbors that too. That's how you build the buy-in on here. Okay, so how's the blood flow doing? Are we okay? To help get you to practice this, we're going to need to stand up for a second. Just get a little blood flowing. And now careful of your neighbors. If you've got a bag, just let's watch your feet here. You just need a little space to just turn to your left and turn to your right. Oh, good listeners already. Okay, my left went that way, my right went that way. I saw how many people went the same way. So, your own left and your own right. Every time I say the word left, you will do a 90-degree left turn. Oh, I said left again. I said left again. If I say the word right, we make a right turn, 90 degrees. I say right again, you go right. We're going to hear the story of the life of the Wright family. So as I read this, I'd like you to turn left and right whenever you hear the words left and right. Feel free if you want a little more space in the middle. Please no taking out neighbors. I like this conference. I want to see the rest of you guys. Okay, I don't want to be told I was too innovative and took out half the conference. All right, so life of the Wright family. One day, the Wright family decided to take a vacation. The first thing they had to decide was who would be left at home since there was not enough room in the Wright family car for all of them. Mr. Wright decided that Aunt Linda Wright would be the one left at home. Of course, this made Aunt Linda Wright so mad that she left the house immediately yelling, "It will be a right cold day before I return." The Wright family now bundled up into children, Tommy Wright, Susan Wright, Timmy Wright, and Shelley Wright, and got in the car and left. Unfortunately, as they turned out of the driveway, someone had left a trash can in the street, so they had to turn right around and stop the car. They told Tommy Wright to get out of the car and move the trash can so they could get going. Tommy took so long, they almost left him in the street. Once the Wright family got on the road, Mother Wright wondered if she had left the stove on. Father Wright told her not to worry. He had checked the stove and she had not left it on. As they turned right at the corner, everyone started to think about other things they might have left undone. No need to worry. They were off on a right fine vacation. We're not all on the same page again. Does anyone know what the answer is? I like to get this one. There is no right answer because we're all on different pages. So, but there's no wrong answer either. So nice job, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Sit down. So here's the pop quiz. What was the story about? The Wright family. Okay, we got the Wright family. Vacation. Okay, we got the vacation. Driving the car. Leaving the house. Trash out. Never made out the house. No one's left Timmy in the street. Okay, so we got a few little vague things, but how come when I asked you the point of the story, everyone laughed at me? They're like, oh, there was a point? Because what we were doing, we were so focused on the left and the right, we forgot the point of the story. Now, again, I told you to focus on left and right here a little bit, so you were a little coached or jaded. But when you interview, you are often so focused on that answer, I forget to listen to the story coming to me. The story might give me color, add more to it. And so I need to worry about the right questions, not the right answers. I get the information. Now, of course, my favorite is like we do this. And so I'm gonna walk up to you and say, Asif?
Yes.
Okay, Jamie,
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Where are you from, Asif?
Burnaby,
Burnaby. Okay, Burnaby. And where's Burnaby?
close to Vancouver.
Close to Vancouver. Okay, I'm not from Vancouver, so Vancouver. Okay, and have you been to one of these conferences before?
Yes, many times.
Yes, okay, yes, many times. How many times?
4.
Four, okay. So this is Burnaby, this is Asif from Burnaby, outside Vancouver. He's been to Project Summit 4 times, right? Okay. Hi, I'm Jamie. Clea?
Yes.
Hi, Clea, where are you from?
Vancouver.
Vancouver. Okay, this might be second time to the city. It's a little warm, they say. Is this normal for Vancouver?
Yeah. No.
No. It gets colder?
Yeah.
It gets colder.
I don't know what normal is.
What is? Don't know what normal is. Does it get really cold?
Not really.
Not really?
No.
So not too cold, not too hot?
Mild.
Mild?
Yes.
Okay. All right, kind of like this idea of Vancouver a little better. Okay. Do you want to notice the difference on those two conversations? We go into interviews and we write. You see my notebook more than you see me because I'm writing or I'm typing. You like that with the laptop? The guy comes in with the laptop and all you see is his eyes because he's just typing. Whereas here, I have a conversation. In Hawaii, we call it talk story. I want to talk story with you. I get more out of it. I watch her body language. She smiles and nods. I can see maybe she's like not sure. She shakes her head. I'm getting this awareness. So when I like to do a true interview, I get a scribe. That I plan my questions, I get a scribe, and what we do is share notes. I talk to Clea, and I just have a conversation. I get a scribe who writes everything down. They just write. Afterwards, me and the scribe can go through it. Hey, did you see how she shook her head? Watch, when people point, oh, you're onto something. If someone uses a pointer finger, not at you, especially if they go, oh, that's a good idea, you note the body language. Your scribe writes down the words that are coming out of people's mouths. What you do then is now I'm focused and I have an interview. I'm building buy-in. You want to hear what's being said. You want to pull it out. And the scribe is fantastic technique. The other part too is when you get a scribe, get somebody who has no clue what in the world you're doing. You know why? Because they will write every little word down because they don't even know what's going on. I had a girl who was really good. She would even put her own comments in the middle of her notes. No clue what that meant. No, 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 no. And she'd be writing, and unsure if that means this or this. No, 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 no. She would just write. She just wrote, and she'd have no clue what's going on. But I have a lot more valuable information, and I build the buy-in. So what I'm doing, though, for this approach, I'm worried about my questions. What's my goal? What am I getting out of it? So think about that. When you go into something, see if you can get somebody to help you. I help people all the time and tell them, please call me. They're like, Jamie, can you facilitate a session? Sure, what's your goal? No clue about the rest. I ask a few questions. I go in and facilitate because she can take notes. She can participate. You know, very happy to help your peers do this. Get one of your peers, great junior BAs, junior PMs. Get them to come write your notes. Excellent way to get them involved and see what kind of questions you ask, where they're going. Simple, often cheap, pretty cheap. You know, I can easily justify them to a meeting because I say I can go twice as fast. I have conversation. So they're like, well, you got 2 people. That's going to cost your meeting twice the value. I said, no, I'm getting the same value, if not more, because I'm doing it in half the time, and I often get a lot more feedback. So excellent, excellent, excellent idea. All right. Collaborative games. This is one thing my friends, they tell me, they're like, oh my gosh, Jamie, you do nothing but collaborative games. How do you do this in the workplace? Well, collaborative games are still a technique. Again, right out of the Babok here. But what you're doing is you're building joint understanding. That's the best thing when you do a collaborative games. Even the prioritization with poker chips, people started getting on the same page. They started seeing where the priorities all went from different places. But there's still a technique. So you still have an approach with this, a systematic approach. So game purpose, a process, and an outcome. This is how collaborative games work. You can do almost anything with collaborative games. The draw the pig, we were collaborative game there. Do you all have a better understanding of the word requirement now that everyone has to be on the same page when you have a conversation about what's required? That was the point of collaborative games, shared understanding. You can look these up, product map, affinity map, or product box, affinity map, fishbowl, all great ways to play with. Now, here's one thing we talk about doing things differently. How many people have smartphones in your workplace? You get the good old smart. We got a lot, okay. How many people come into the meeting, and your meeting, everybody's doing this? Check my email, ooh, check the scores. You know, my football team not doing very good this year. You know, and we're sitting in their meeting, right? Well, what I do, another opportunity is, tell them take it out. Did you pull out your technology that people are on constantly to get them to use it and be engaged? So to Coop's point this morning, turn on the video. If you ever do a conference call, absolutely, turn on the video. If you're the only one on, guess what? People start feeling a little funny. Why is Jamie the only one showing her video? Well, because this is what I want. They start getting used to it. Get comfortable with video. We live in a place where most people have smart devices. They're on some sort of smart device. Did you structure your meeting that they have to use their smart device? If I tell you we're going to play a game on this, you can't be texting your friends and checking email because you have to play the game. Case in point. Let's make sure this works. We are going to play a game. So let's get our smartphones out if you haven't already. Make sure they're connected to Wi-Fi. The password for Project Summit BA World is Vancouver. And it better play. We have some, good, you have time to pull them out. We're going to leverage this time, pull out your phones. Make sure it's on technology. Why is my internet not working? And we're going to play a game because I want you to actually use your smartphones. So I'm going to be patient that it's coming to it. Oh, wait, okay, wait, are we going? What? Ah, we are totally connected. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Did anyone know there's a game when you get to the screen? Push the space bar. If you want to learn something really new, and when you're bored in your work meeting because your internet crashed, you can actually play a game. Push the space bar and your dinosaur will jump over it all. You didn't know that, did you? See, you learned something new. When you're bored, and if you see everyone in your meeting start hitting the space bar because the internet just went down. All right, so as soon as this page loads, I hope it loads. Let's try it one more time. Okay, hold on one second. Of course, this always happens in a session. All right, we're going to try it, see if I can do it the other way. I want you to go to kahoot.com. Let's see if I can Kahoot it really fast. We're going to see how agile we are. Yeah, I have it. You say you're connected. You're not connecting, Kahoot. Are you guys all stealing my bandwidth now? So I asked you all to get online, and I can't even. Let's see, we'll try one more time. It worked fine next door while Paul was talking. Yes, I was shamelessly on my laptop while Paul was talking. Kahoot.it is where you guys all go. Please go to kahoot.it. I need to start the game, so I need to actually log into it. Yeah, well, let me start. So if you go to kahoot.it, okay, this is just a little faster. Let's see if I can do it. All right, hold on. Let's see, one second. We're gonna adjust. See, we have a minute. For girl. So, .it. So let's see if you guys can go here. I'll make it for my Kahoot.it on your browser. Okay, when you guys go there, you should be, you know you're in the right spot because you're prompted for a code. And we will try playing this. Okay. You're waiting for a pin, right? Good, you're in the right spot. I'm getting there too. All right, the pin is 803288. Put that in, and then you will be prompted for your name. See, look, we adapt and we overcome. And we realize our smartphone. Oh, okay, good, I see. Oh, names. Please keep them clean, the names. Please, please keep them a minor detail there. So I got 20 players. I got any more? 23. Okay, keep going. All right, this is so not cool on my phone. Oh, wait, oh, shoot. Tell me you will load. Uh-oh, this is really not going to be very fun. Oh my gosh, you're killing me here. Kahoot. Come on. No, I don't need to do IT. Thank you, though. I love you guys. You're so helpful. What's the right question to ask me, not what to tell me, right? Jamie, where are you trying to go? What are you trying to do here? Because I could start it from my phone, but I just realized you can't see the answers.
Are you getting the other page?
I like that. Did you hear the questions over here? Not about what am I doing right or wrong. Can you connect to another page? Let's see if we can get anywhere. No, we can't get anywhere.
I tried shutting off the Wi-Fi.
Turn it back on. I like it. I like this. Okay, what do you get when you get 30 BAs in a room? You get a lot of problem solvers. And hopefully a game that will work. All right, let's try it one more time. Kahoot. My phone can get it. Yay! All right, so. Okay, we'll get into this really fast. My Kahoots. This works way better when you guys can see the questions on here. All right, please, I hope, please don't change the pin. Otherwise, you'll have to log in again. Okay, loaded. 21, we're getting there, look at this. Oh my gosh, we get to play it. Tell me it's the same pin. If not, you guys have to go back and refresh. Okay, sorry, refresh your page and enter new pin. I was just making sure everyone knew the process, so please refresh your kahoot.it page and enter the new pin. We know we're in where we see some players. It's really cool. This music's got like really bad Jeopardy music on it. So it goes doot, 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 Since I don't have music, I'll just sing for you guys the whole time. I'm not quite like Bob. But does anyone know the Jeopardy one? We have players. Yay! So yeah, naughty nicknames. Please keep those out of above the belt, as Coop says. All right, we'll get a few more because you guys did this the first time. I like this. When you guys test something, you're not testing if it's right. You're seeing what's wrong with it, how you make it better. I was testing the internet. You told me what was wrong with it. Reset it when you move rooms. Okay, we got 37 players. Last minute. A few more, 40. We do have prizes in this game. Oh, now people are like, oh, now I'm in. Now I'm played. All right, any last attendees? Do I wait for anyone? Is someone still trying? I don't want to leave anyone out. Okay. All right, so what you'll do is you'll see questions with the answers on here. You pick the correct color on your phone. The phone does not have the answer. The phone has the color that matches. Very hard concept. All right, I'm going to get going so we have time to do this. So we're doing a practical, fun, and innovative approaches to techniques. What's a technique? It's a methodology, an approach to a challenge. So see, pick the right color that matches your answer on your phone. Guess what? We're looking at speed and correctness. Faster you answer, the more points you get. Pick right. This is really fun with this music. Okay, 24. An activity to produce a result. We don't do techniques just to do a technique. We use them to get to a response. Everyone kind of figured it out. You picked the right color. We're getting, okay. So, all right, Dave, we're on top. Okay, let's see who's next. A requirement is, what is a requirement? A usable representation of a solution, a usable representation of a need. What the stakeholder wants, what the stakeholder wishes they had. What is a requirement? 3, 2, 1. Usable representation of a need. Okay, this is a goal. What is the value you're trying to articulate on here? All right, Doug. Ooh, we moved up. All right, here we go. Purpose of brainstorming. I like this. Analysis. Long-winded discussions. That is not a brainstorming technique, by the way. See who is the smartest? Or generate mass quantity. Some people still thinking. All right. Analysis. Let's not analyze. I'm sorry for the number 1. I hope that was a missed button slip. Let's not analyze while brainstorming. Analyze after the brainstorming session. You get better responses. Doug is trying to take over the world here. All right. Types of prioritization include, I mentioned some in the session here that we could use. Select all that apply. 1925. It won't let you select all? No. Who tested this system before we put it out there? Guess what? We test so we know what works and what doesn't work. Hey, look at that. Y'all got them right, though. Come on, no wrong answer. Okay, good. See, this is why you test. Someone asked in the last session, why would you test in an implementation plan? Because nothing ever goes as planned. All right, and last question here for Doug, he's still holding on to it. He got one of them right. So, interviews are all about what? Getting the right answers, asking the right questions, understanding the person's mood, and seeing if a person knows what they are talking about. I think I use the last one sometimes just for fun to see if they know what's going on, but let's not do that all the time. Got one person, and it's, yes, asking the right questions. You want to make sure we ask the right questions when we interview. All right, so let's see. And the winner is, who's Doug? Where's Doug in my room? Doug, you have won yourself an all-inclusive full box of chocolates straight from Hawaii.
Oh, thank you.
I always come with gifts. This is your collaborative game. Why? I got you all on the same page thinking about a topic. You all have a shared understanding of the session now because you went through some recuperative questions. I wanted to highlight a few key things. You go, okay, I remember those. Jamie needs to work on her technology skills. It gets a little bit better. But otherwise, she speaks okay. So on there, that's the point of a collaborative game. You get a shared understanding, but that was a tool online for free. Kahoot, you saw Pull Everywhere, this done by Coop, another collaborative game. Because now I get a shared understanding. There's still a purpose to the technique, even when you're having fun. But look at how fast the hour went now that we played through some things. You guys actually seemed awake a little bit. You weren't completely sleeping on me. So I kept you engaged, kept you part of the discussion on that. Maybe you walk away with something. Other than play every game Jamie does, because she might give out chocolates from Hawaii, You are observant, though. You practice those skills. So these collaborative games are really helpful. So those were the topics I had for you guys today. I have my contact information. Biggest thing is on Twitter or LinkedIn. Please reach out to me on there and connect. I love to follow up topics, try ideas. My favorite is when you try something, and whether you tried what I did and it didn't work, and so you came up with something else, or you have something totally new that I love techniques. This is how I get them. I have extra business cards up here. You feel free to come grab them, please, to stay in touch. But is there any questions in the last few minutes of the techniques we kind of talked about today or approaches? Anyone have any questions or thoughts or anything they want to share? Do you have any feedback as well? Okay, nope, I'm keeping you guys from lunch, so I better let you guys up and running. I want to thank you guys for your time. And again, please see me.